Ladies and gentlemen, it is July 22nd, or July 22nd. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Roscale Sandbox has released their Mexico update, adding Trenemex, Trene Sur into the game, and TNM as well. The update brings 2 new varieties of SD70 Ace, a new ES44, a new locomotive and its paint jobs, the C30-7, a few new EMDs, mostly GP38s and SD40s, some AC44 C6Ms, and some AC4400 CWs. They're all modeled by BrandonRC, also known as Wolf, or just Borzoi, or Brandon. It doesn't matter what you call them. Now, some of you guys are going to want to hear the horns from all of them. We will get to that in a second. Let's compare the old ES44s to the new ones. Just going to choose a random ES44 here. So I've spawned in a BNSF ES44 just to compare the level of detail in this model with the level of detail on the new model. I'm gonna go into free cam so we can. So here in the front, starting at the front coupling, and we're gonna end in the rear coupling. This is all your multiple unit cables, your plow, and your anti-climber with your ditch lights. Moderately detailed underbody with some pretty decently detailed. I have no idea what that's doing. We're just gonna leave that alone and ignore that's happening. Some pretty decently detailed vents, and you can't really see it very well, but there's another vent right there. Oh, there it is. It's just catching the light wrong. And then of course, the top of the engine. I probably should have picked something other than the BNSF ES44 if I was going to do a comparison, because you can't see anything on the top. And if we move over here, we already have a far more detailed plow with a coupler box and all of that good stuff. And I'm not sure if you can see it over all the yellow. There's actually a modeled Jani coupler here. Whoa, hang on. I've noticed the Jani couplers being modeled have gotten more common of late. We have some barely identifiable vents right here for the battery cabinet. Can't really see them very well, but they are there. And there's some pretty decent detailing back here as well. A large portion of these are going to be fresh models aside from the SD70, which from what I've managed to gather from the Discord server, which I'll probably link below, is currently being remodeled and all that for other companies too. However, let's start with the noise testing. We all know what we were waiting for was the SD70's horn to not sound bit crushed. And we'll test the old and new horns of the ES44 and the SD70. This will be a BNSF side-by-side comparison with the Trenemex stock. The difference between the old and the new sound is pretty obvious for the trained ears. I'd have to say, great job to the staff to bring us this wonderful update. Be safe. Until next time.